if I had to roll myself to your motherfucking house in a wheelchair, if I lose my kidney, I'm gonna roll myself to your house, knock on your door, and I'm gonna shoot you goddamn in your fucking face.
Tomika Polans was born in 1994 and grew up in Stone Mountain, Georgia, where she proudly graduated from Stone Mountain High School. By age 29, she had built a life full of love, duty, and strength. She worked as a security guard for Nora & Associates, a tough job she took on without complaint. It wasn't easy, but it let her provide for her family. Tomika often picked up extra shifts, always putting others first. To those who knew her, Tomika was a ray of sunshine in hard times. Her quick wit, warm laugh, and calm presence made everyone feel safe. Her siblings called her the family's peacemaker, the one who could settle any argument and bring everyone back together. Friends saw her as fiercely loyal, the kind of person who stood by you no matter what. But tragically, that loyalty would lead to her undoing. Tomika craved stability and peace, dreaming of a bright future for her children. Love was at the heart of everything she did. When she met 48-year-old William Lewis Almond, it felt like the start of something new and hopeful. William, much older, spoke like someone who'd seen life's ups and downs and wanted to build something real. To Tomika, who was devoted to creating a safe, loving home, he seemed like the perfect partner. At first, their relationship sparkled with promise. William was charming in public, saying all the right things to make Tomika feel loved. They went to family events, took small trips, and made memories Tomika hoped would last forever. Encouraged by his words and the idea of a strong partner by her side, she trusted him fully, believing they could create the secure, loving home she dreamed of. But behind closed doors, things weren't what they seemed. The age gap, once a sign of maturity, became a tool for control. Those closest to Tomika noticed a change. She wasn't her vibrant self anymore. Her light had faded. Still, the couple shared photos and videos, projecting happiness. In one clip, William jokingly called himself a broke guy with high taste. It sounded playful, but to those who knew Tomika best, it hinted at something darker lurking beneath the surface. William liked to act like a big shot, flaunting a lifestyle of luxury and control, even though his bank account told a different story. He craved the image of success, always wanting to seem like he had everything under his thumb. But Tomika, determined to hold her marriage together, refused to give up. She wasn't a quitter, especially when her family's future was at stake. She clung to the hope that William could become the partner she'd once believed in, pouring her heart into making things work. But the truth was far uglier. Tomika was caught in a situation much darker and more dangerous than anyone could have imagined, and it was about to spiral out of control. By early 2025, Tomika had hit her breaking point. Years of emotional manipulation, control, and growing fear had worn
Slaughter gang, I'ma fuck one of y'all. Why? Swear to God, I ain't gonna do no more talking. When I see you, it's on sight. This is my last one. Let me tell you something, little girl. Boy, I've been a grown man. But I will fuck you, your brother, and your boyfriend the fuck up, man. Just give me the address, man. I swear to God, I'm gonna show y'all some. I swear to God, on that thing around God's head, boy. I'm talking about, I don't give a fuck, boy.
William didn't handle the separation well. Not at all. Friends and family said he was furious, unable to accept that Tomika had walked away. For a man obsessed with control, the restraining order was a direct hit to his pride. He couldn't stand being cut out of her life. His anger grew, and it wasn't long before it started spilling out for everyone to see. William took to social media, posting bitter videos where he trashed Tomika and her family. He painted himself as the victim, claiming he'd been wronged, misunderstood, and pushed aside. He ranted about how Tomika had changed, blaming her loved ones for turning her against him. To anyone watching, it was clear his resentment was boiling over. But William's behavior didn't stop at angry posts. It took a terrifying turn. He allegedly started making direct threats against Tomika's family, vowing to show up at their home and shoot it up, not caring who was inside. In a chilling twist that sent shivers down everyone's spines. He reportedly went even further, saying that not even the children would be safe if they were there. And he didn't stop there. In one haunting video filmed from what looked like a hospital room, William doubled down on his threats. His words were cold, calculated, and dripping with menace, leaving no doubt that his rage had pushed him to a dangerous edge. Tomika was determined to start over after breaking free from her estranged husband, William Almond. She poured her heart into rebuilding her life, eager to leave the pain and control of her past behind. She moved into the Forest at Columbia Apartments on Columbia Drive in DeKalb County, a place that felt like a fresh start, a safe haven for her and her family. Living with her was her 7-year-old niece, Dior Scott, a bright, joyful little girl who filled every room with energy. Dior loved to draw, sing along to her favorite cartoons, and share every detail of her day with her aunt. The two shared a bond that was unbreakable. Tomika was Dior's hero, and Dior was Tomika's light. Tomika worked tirelessly to create a warm, stable home, surrounded by friends and family who cheered her on as she took bold steps toward a brighter future. But no one could have predicted the tragedy that was about to shatter their world. On June 14, 2025, at around 2:48 p.m., DeKalb County Police raced to the Forest at Columbia Apartments in Stone Mountain after reports of gunfire rang out. What they found was a scene so heartbreaking it would leave a family forever changed. A massive police presence swarmed the complex with officers, squad cars, and flashing lights flooding the area. Witnesses later shared horrifying details. William, consumed by rage, had allegedly broken a window to force his way into Tomika's apartment. Once inside, he opened fire, unleashing chaos. He fled the scene, sparking a manhunt. Witnesses described a chilling scene. A man approached Tomika's apartment that afternoon, demanding to be let in. When he was refused, he didn't walk away. Instead, he smashed a window and started firing shots into the home. No hesitation, no mercy. That man was 48-year-old William Lewis Almond, Tomika's estranged husband, and heartbreakingly Dior's uncle by marriage. Investigators soon confirmed what many had feared. William had been posting threatening videos online, his words dripping with venom. His threats weren't empty. He showed up at Tomika's apartment, tried to force his way in, and when he couldn't, he fired multiple shots through the broken window, killing Tomika and Dior. As soon as the damage was done, William fled, sparking a massive manhunt that stretched across DeKalb County and beyond. Police swarmed the streets, their sirens piercing the air as neighbors stood frozen, grappling with fear and disbelief. At least 24 law enforcement vehicles flooded the area. Officers went door to door, collecting witness statements, combing through surveillance and footage, and chasing any lead that could bring William to justice. He was considered armed and dangerous, a ticking time bomb loose in the community. Hours dragged on, each one heavy with tension, until finally, police tracked him down. William was arrested without a fight, bringing a small sense of relief to a neighborhood on edge. But for Tomika and Dior's loved ones, the pain was just beginning. The community struggled to process the brutality of the crime. Investigators confirmed others were in the apartment during the shooting, but miraculously escaped unharmed. Still, the emotional scars ran deep, tearing at the hearts of everyone who knew Tomika and Dior. Officer Elise Wells of the DeKalb County Police Department spoke out, her voice heavy with sorrow. "This is completely senseless," she said. "We've lost 2 lives, one of them a child who was just starting out. The tragedy wasn't random. It was a domestic nightmare that had been brewing for far too long. What made the loss even more gut-wrenching was what came before." Tomika had been crying out for help. Her mother, Nikita Bruce, shared a heartbreaking truth with authorities. "He told us over and over, if Tomika doesn't come back to him, he'd kill every kid in the house," she said. "He didn't care who was there, he'd take everyone out." The family had been doing everything in their power to protect Tomika. They were working to serve William with legal papers, including the restraining order she'd filed. But despite their efforts, the authorities couldn't track him down in time. William's threats kept coming. Voicemails, social media posts, direct warnings to family members. They grew bolder, more menacing with each passing day. The signs were all there, screaming for someone to step in, but no one acted fast enough. Now, Nikita and her family are left with unbearable grief and haunting question. At the vigil, people spoke of Tomika's nurturing spirit and how she made everyone feel safe and loved. They remembered Dior's bright energy, her love for drawing, and the way she sang along to her favorite cartoons. The loss of such a vibrant woman and a child with so much life ahead was unbearable. To help ease the family's burden, a GoFundMe campaign was launched in Dior's name to cover funeral costs and support her grieving loved ones. Every donation, message, and prayer meant the world to a family drowning in sorrow, ensuring Dior could be laid to rest with the dignity she deserved. While William Almond sits in police custody and the investigation presses on, heavy questions linger like a dark cloud. Why wasn't he stopped before it came to this? Were his threats ignored? Could someone have acted sooner to save Tomika and Dior? These questions don't just haunt their family, they weigh on the entire community. What failed them? What could have been done differently? Most urgently, how do we make sure victims of domestic violence are heard before it's too late? These aren't just legal questions, they're moral ones, forcing us to look in the mirror. Are we, as neighbors, law enforcement, and a community, doing enough to protect those in danger? The answers start with action. First, we must listen when someone says they're scared and take their cries for help seriously. Every warning matters. Second, we need to support local shelters and organizations that provide safety, counseling, and escape routes for those trapped in abusive situations. Giving them the resources they need can mean the difference between life and death. Finally, we must push for stronger laws and faster action against those with a history of threats or violence. Better training for police, stricter protections for victims, and holding those in power accountable. These are the steps that can spark change. Behind every headline is a shattered family, a mother gone, a child robbed of a future. Tomika and Dior's story is a painful reminder of the human cost of inaction. But every time we raise our voices, whether as a community or as individuals, we take a step toward stopping the next tragedy. Their lives must mean something. Their loss must drive us to do better. Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Until next time.